Hi guys, welcome back to Dead Man's Hand, the return. Had a pretty nice response to the previous vid. I think it's quite nice to do something a bit different every now and again. And I'm just going to show you how I go about making the board, basically. So this, like I said, this one's finished. This one's done. This is a 2x2 foot section of board. And pretty pleased with the way it came out. It's an old west town. I wanted it to be dusty and sandy and arid and hot and dry, etc., etc., as you know your stereotypical Wild West town might be. Those of you that saw the previous video, and if you haven't, part one is a few videos back. I've expanded the size of the town basically. So like I said, this is the 2 foot by 2 foot. I've got another 2 foot by 2 foot, and then at the bottom there, 2 foot by 3 foot. And I'm increasing the size of the town. I've moved it all around actually, and I'm happier now. I'm more happy with the layout of the town. It kind of flows through. So on this town here, we've got the kind of the main strip running down, and a little side shoot off here. Kind of ignore that. I'm going to explain that now. So this board will stay here, or be here in this position. So as you come through the town, you'll come this way to the church and the bank. These are a bit of a pain. It's trying to get everything on this board, on this 5 foot by 5 foot by 4 foot board, in some sort of order that it all kind of fits and flows, and looks all right, kind of. I mean, that's what I kind of wanted to do. For example, I've got a water tower and a windmill there. So clearly that's drawing up water from a well. And I had, for a time, the water tower and the windmill near the church. But near the church, I want to have a cemetery. And I'm figuring, we're not going to have a cemetery next to a water tower drawing up water from the ground if we've got dead bodies buried there. I've sort of figured that probably wouldn't happen, or maybe it would. Maybe I may not. I don't know about that sort of stuff. So, but that didn't seem right to me. So trying to move everything and get everything in a place that it looks right. Anyway, so this board is going to be sort of fairly sparse because the building's so wide and so long. I wanted the church to be kind of a focal point here. So the church is going to stay here, and I figured that fits with the theme because this is the Undertakers. And this is the gallows, so kind of the Undertakers is opposite the gallows, which makes sense in my head. And then the church is over here with the cemetery. I mean, whether the people being hung at the gallows would be buried in the cemetery, don't know, who knows. But I kind of figured that flowed, that works in my mind. And then because the bank's such a big building, I kind of decided to put it on this board, at the sort of top end of town. Opposite the church then is the land office. The land office is a different orientation. Most of the buildings are in this orientation, sort of lengthways out. But the land office is the other way. And because it's a bit more squat, I can still have the kind of main thoroughfare up here rather than having it that way, which reduces the size of that thoroughfare, if you like. So that's going to go there. So the land office is going to go there. I'm going to get some fencing and put a cemetery here. Lovely. And I might have a kind of building under construction here, or some sort of outhouse, something like that. I don't know. So, but basically, there's not going to be much on this board, but this will be it, basically. So there we go. And then this is the board I'm going to be working on next, effectively. All of the stuff on that board over there is going to come across to this board over here. And it's basically flipped around. So the train station up there is going to be here, and the bar, Rogan's bar at the back there on that corner will be on that corner. This one here, and so it's sort of flipped. So we've got the train station, we've got the freight office and the telegraph office kind of opposite each other. We've got the hardware store, we've got Rogan's bar. We've got the barbers, and we've got the mining claim office. So when that's flipped round, the mining claim office will be next door to the land office again, which makes sense in my head. So we got plenty on this board to come over here. The water tower and the windmill will stay on this board, and on this board we'll have the livery stables and a big saloon, I think. And I'll see how I go if I've got room for anything else. But basically, I'm going to want to sort of show you what I was going to do, how to make my board, basically, because I'm pretty happy with this board. I think it looks pretty good. I think it looks you know, quite realistic, as it were. So I thought I'd just go through the steps of making this board. So I just pulled out all my terrain making gear. I mean, I'm not a massive terrain guy. I do enjoy doing it, but it's just sort of doing it. I mean, most of my terrain, in inverted commas, is base work for my models, for my 40k stuff. I do enjoy making a base. I do enjoy making a base. But so this is a base on a large scale. So what I'm going to do is kind of use these basing materials to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a train track running on this edge of town. So the train track is going to run along here. It is sectionized, so the train track will run along here, and I need some ballast between the train tracks, and I'm going to use this stuff. I mean, I want to kind of not really buy anything. If I can use stuff I've already got, that'd be great. So I'm going to have this. Don't know what for, but this is the Woodland Scenics coarse brown ballast, and I've had some more of it here, so I used it for something. I can't remember what. But basically, I'm going to put that in between the train tracks, glue all that down, and then I'm going to use this filler, which is what I did over on that board. This is all-purpose wall filler, sponsored by Tommy Walsh. Those of you that aren't in the UK, Tommy Walsh is a DIY chap who was big in the 1990s and early 2000s on telly doing DIY stuff. Anyway, so he's flogging filler now, DIY time. This was £1, and this should be enough to cover the board. I did buy 2, pushed the boat out I did, and bought 2, £1 each. So I'm going to basically cover the board in white filler to make this sort of rocky, or not rocky, sandy, undulating effect. And then I'll use tools to put kind of score lines in it to simulate the wagons that would be rolling around the town. So that'll be that. So I'll do that. And I just pulled all my modelling stuff out basically just to see what I had. And again, I'm not a big terrain guy. But anyway, so I've got my ballast and stuff. Got a load of flock there, which I probably won't be using. I've got loads of tufts. I'm a big fan of tufts for my base work. And again, I will use some tufts. Got various tufts, lots of tufts. So we've got tufts and some flowers. Bought these ones ages ago. These are red flowers. We've got some lavender flowers. I've got some pots and planters as well for some kind of boardwalk terrain that I could potentially do. So I think that was the thought with these. Got a load of that, whatever that is. That looks a bit too green for a western town. Again, Citadel tufts. Quite like the leaves. Got lots of mini leaves. Got a few. What have we got there? Ivy. Again, bought this ages ago. There we go. £2 for some ivy. And again, these are old Citadel Games Workshop basing materials. So we got some gravel there, which is tantamount to the ballast really. I might mix that in to give it a bit of a different look. And then your regular modelling sand. And then again, just flock, scorched grass, static grass, glade grass, and modelling flock. And more modelling flock over here. So that's it. That's the entirety of my basing world. It lives under here. So there's my other tub of filler. That's it basically. So, and I also want to pick up. I might get this again, or I might get something different. I found the leaflet. I've used it all though. It's stuff called Chroma Crackle, which creates a cracked texture. It's like the Games Workshop Agrelin Earthshade technical paint, but it comes in bigger containers so you can use it. And I've shown you this before, but it creates, again, kind of sporadically, this crackle effect. So basically, I put filler on the board, let it dry, then put this crackle effect on in various places, and it cracks clearly. Let it dry, and it looks really, really good. So I need to pick up some more crackle, but I might try something different. This came in a tube before, and I thought I had some left. There we go. There it is. It came like that. But you just paint it on, spread it out, and when it dries, it cracks. So, and then you can just paint into it. It's you know, easy to use. Haven't got any, so I need to get some. But like I say, I think you can get tubs of the stuff, so I'll have a look. But the first stage, God, flipping heck, this is going on and on and on. Congratulations if you're still here, incidentally. So the first stage will be, I'm going to glue the train track down, put the ballast in, or put the ballast down and glue the train track on top of that. Either way, we'll see how it goes. And then start installing the bases. All of these buildings are on sub bases, so I can glue the sub bases and boardwalks down like I have with this one, and then start filling in around it. So, I mean, basically you sort of see just the exposed wood will have filler on it. I don't want to put filler down first because I want to glue the sub bases directly to the wood. Take a breath. Okay, that's it. I'll call this one a video actually, and I'll kind of update you as I go, and I'll kind of do little snippets of progress as we go. So that's it for me for now, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, guys.